Hi, it's michaeljohnson.tv. I'm having some fun here in Touch Designer. This was a scene that I filmed from our window, looking out at the balcony. Some icicles forming from the balcony above us, and these water droplets forming on the icicles. So I brought it into Touch Designer and had an idea. I'm obsessed with this kind of generative audio, a la Brian Eno and other artists that do this type of thing. So my idea was to really look at the image and see whenever this droplet or these droplets, wherever they fall from, bing, they would generate a gong, and then there would be random gong sounds that would come whenever there's droplets forming. So I'm working on that here in Touch Designer. And let me just show you how I do that. So here's the whole network. Starts with the movie file in top, with the movie file that I recorded on my camera, and ends with an audio device out based on an audio oscillator that I set the frequency of. And in between here, there's a bunch of signal processing and image analysis. There's sort of image analysis here. I'm just starting simple, focusing on this droplet here. So whenever bing, bing, the idea is whenever this sort of falls, then an audio sound is triggered. So let me show you the details. So again, it starts with the movie file in. I use a fit top because I'm using the non-commercial version, so the resolution is limited 1280. So I set this to 1280 by 720. Use that as the base resolution for the whole thing. Then what I do, again, I'm looking first at this little droplet here. So I wanted to, if I zoom in here, what I'm doing here is this is a level top. So I kind of invert the image and then magnify the brightness. So you can see whenever the droplet starts, it gets really bright in this region here. So I use that brightness, it goes up bright, and then boom, it goes down and gets dark. And so I basically take that little region, created a small rectangle at that pixel location corresponding to that droplet, take the leveled image with the rectangle, multiply them together, so then I have an image that's basically just this little piece of the image. This up here is an analyze top, where I take the sum of all the pixels in that little image, and then I take a top to chop, convert that image top into a chop, which has the signals, and you can see as it grows, it gets up and goes down. Then I select just one channel. It doesn't matter really RGB, so I just take the blue channel. And here's a trail showing the signal of the blue, right? So the droplet forms, boom, and then it drops down as the droplet lets go. So it's pretty noisy. So what I do here is a filter. You can see it smooths out the signal. And then what I want to do is capture it when it drops down. So I took the slope of that. Here's the slope. And then inverted the slope with a math node and scaled it also. You can see the levels are like minus 400,000. So I kind of scale it from like minus 0.5 to 0.5 and invert it as well. And then basically when this slope goes above a certain threshold, I have a trigger. So I do a trigger event, and that generates this envelope. This is kind of like an attack, decay, sustain, release envelope that gets generated. And then that basically controls the volume that goes out to the audio device out. And this is the audio oscillator. I've got a bass frequency here, just kind of a low frequency. You could change the frequency. My idea was to have different frequencies for different droplets, and then they would mix together and sort of reverberate and resonate. So, more stuff to add, but that's what we're up to so far. That's what I've been up to. Hope you enjoy it. Take care. Bye-bye.